At the end of every Peterbilt and Kenworth purchase, there's a moment that decides more about your next 5 years than almost anything else on the build sheet, and it takes less time than ordering a coffee. The finance manager slides a single page across the desk. One checkbox. PACCAR MX13, standard. Or upgrade to Cummins X15 Performance Series. You've got maybe 4 to 5 seconds before the next line item comes up. Sleeper size. Interior trim. Wheel style. The engine decision gets buried in the middle of a stack of choices that all feel equally important in the moment, and equally unimportant compared to just getting the truck ordered. It isn't equally important. Of every checkbox on that build sheet, this is the one most likely to still be costing you money, or saving you money, 5 years from now, long after you've forgotten what color you picked for the interior. In this video, we're going deep on the PACCAR MX13 versus the Cummins X15, not as an abstract which engine is better argument, because that argument has been going on in truck stops for 20 years and it's not going to get settled today. We're going deep on which engine belongs in which truck, for which driver, running which kind of freight, because that's the actual decision, and it's the one almost nobody explains to you in the 4 to 5 seconds you're given to make it. By the end of this video you'll know exactly which questions to ask before you check that box, and exactly what it costs you if you check the wrong one. Let's clear something up before we go further, because the internet gets this wrong constantly. Which engine is better, the MX13 or the X15, is the wrong question. It's the equivalent of asking whether a sedan is better than a pickup truck. Both are legitimate, well-engineered, high-mileage capable Class 8 powertrains with millions of documented operating hours between them. Neither one is a mistake in isolation. The PACCAR MX13 is an in-house engine, designed and built by PACCAR specifically to integrate with PACCAR's own transmission and axle packages. That integration is the whole point of the engine. It's tuned from the factory to work as one system with the rest of the drivetrain, which is exactly why it tends to show up in the fuel economy leading spec sheets you've probably seen if you've watched other videos on this channel. The Cummins X15 is a third-party engine, built by a company that specializes in nothing but engines, with a service and parts network that exists independently of PACCAR, Kenworth, Freightliner, or anyone else. That independence is the X15's whole selling point. It's not optimized around one specific truck. It's optimized to be serviceable, reliable, and supportable no matter what chassis it ends up in, which is exactly why owner-operators who run long distances through areas with inconsistent dealer coverage tend to gravitate toward it. Neither one of those design philosophies is wrong. They're just built for different priorities. And the $36,000 mistake isn't picking the worse engine. It's picking the engine whose priority doesn't match your actual operation. Let's start with the PACCAR engine, because it's the one most buyers default into without a second thought. It's usually the standard checkbox, not the upgrade. The MX13's biggest advantage isn't really about the engine in isolation. It's about the fact that PACCAR designs the engine, the transmission, and in many configurations the axle ratios as one coordinated system. When all three of those components are engineered together from the start, rather than bolted together from separate manufacturers, the truck as a whole tends to run more efficiently. Shift points are tuned specifically around this engine's torque curve. Cooling systems are sized specifically around this engine's heat output. Aerodynamic packages are validated specifically around this drivetrain's real-world performance. That's the reason this channel has repeatedly shown the PACCAR-powered 579 EPIQ producing strong real-world fuel economy numbers in documented comparisons against competitors. The integration is doing real work, not just marketing work. The trade-off is service network breadth. PACCAR engine service is tied to PACCAR dealer locations. If you're running regional or dedicated routes where you're always near a PACCAR dealer, that's a non-issue, arguably an advantage, since you're dealing with one manufacturer for the whole truck. If you're running long-haul, coast to coast, through regions with sparse PACCAR dealer density, that same integration becomes a liability the moment something goes wrong 500 miles from the nearest shop that stocks the right parts. There's also the resale conversation. In some markets, a PACCAR engine truck holds its value differently than a Cummins-powered equivalent, partly because of dealer network effects and partly because of regional brand preference. That swing isn't universal, it varies by region, and anyone who tells you it's the same everywhere hasn't actually looked at regional resale data. Now the Cummins side of the build sheet. The X15's core value proposition is independence. Cummins doesn't build trucks, they build engines, and they build a service network to support those engines wherever they end up. That means Cummins authorized service locations exist far more broadly across the country than any single truck manufacturer's dealer network, because Cummins engines go into Peterbilts, Kenworths, and a long list of other applications, all pulling from the same parts and service infrastructure. For an owner-operator running true long-haul, the kind of driver who doesn't know which state they'll break down in, that broader service footprint is worth real money. Downtime is the actual enemy of an owner-operator's income, more than almost any other single factor, and a wider service network directly reduces how long a breakdown keeps you off the road. The X15 also carries a reputation, deserved or not, for being the engine drivers already know. Millions of operating hours across decades of trucking history mean there's a massive base of experienced diesel mechanics who can diagnose and repair an X15 with their eyes closed, including plenty of independent shops that aren't tied to any dealer network at all. That familiarity has real value when you're trying to get back on the road fast. The trade-off shows up in two places. First, upfront cost. The X15 upgrade is typically a purchase price premium over the standard PACCAR engine, and that premium needs to be paid back somewhere for the decision to make financial sense. Second, integration. Because the X15 wasn't designed as one unified system with the PACCAR transmission and chassis from day one, some buyers find the real-world fuel economy gap between an MX-13 truck and an X15 truck, spec'd otherwise identically, is wider than the sticker specs alone would suggest. Here's where we put numbers on this, and here's where I want to be straightforward with you about what these numbers represent. They're a model, not a guarantee, and your real numbers will depend on your actual routes, your actual maintenance discipline, and your actual resale market. Start with the purchase price premium. Upgrading from the standard MX13 to the Cummins X15 Performance Series typically adds several $1,000s to the truck sticker price at time of order. That's money out the door on day one, regardless of how the engine performs afterward. Next, fuel economy. If the PACCAR integrated drivetrain produces a real-world fuel economy advantage over an otherwise identical spec X15 truck, even a modest one, in the range of a few tenths of a mile per gallon, that gap compounds every single mile you drive. At 120,000 annual miles, even a small per mile fuel disadvantage adds up to a meaningful four-figure sum every year, and over a 5-year hold, that becomes a serious number on its own. Then there's maintenance and parts cost. This is where it gets truck-specific rather than universal. In applications where the truck spends most of its life near PACCAR dealer infrastructure, the MX-13 tends to have a maintenance cost edge, because warranty work and routine service stay inside one coordinated network. In applications where the truck is constantly on unfamiliar roads far from a PACCAR dealer, that advantage can flip. A breakdown that costs you 2 days of lost income while you wait for a PACCAR-specific part is a cost the X15's broader network is specifically designed to avoid. Finally, resale. When trade-in time comes, the gap between what a PACCAR engine truck and a Cummins engine truck sells for is not fixed. It moves with regional demand, with which network your buyer trusts, and with whichever engine happens to be in favor in your specific secondary market that year. Add those 4 categories together: purchase premium, fuel economy delta, maintenance and downtime exposure, and resale spread, and you get to a number in the tens of thousands of dollars over a 5-year ownership window. Whether that number favors the MX-13 or the X-15 depends entirely on which side of the route and network equation you're actually operating on. The $36,000 figure in this video's title represents one specific scenario: a long-haul owner-operator who picked the higher-cost engine for a route pattern where the standard engine's tighter integration would have served them better. Run the same model with a different route pattern, and the number moves, sometimes in the other engine's favor entirely. If you're sitting at that finance desk right now with 4 to 5 seconds on the clock, here's what actually matters: not which engine is better, but 3 specific questions about your operation. Question 1. What does your service network actually look like on your real routes? Not in theory. Actually pull up where you run, and check dealer density for both PACCAR service and Cummins authorized service along those specific lanes. If you're running the same regional loop every week and there's a PACCAR dealer 20 minutes from your home base, the network argument for the X15 mostly evaporates. If you're running coast to coast through areas where PACCAR coverage thins out, that same argument gets a lot stronger. Question 2. What's your actual annual mileage, and how sensitive is your margin to a small per mile fuel economy shift? A driver running 150,000 miles a year at a tight break-even rate is far more exposed to a fuel economy gap than a driver running 80,000 miles a year with healthy margins. The tighter your margin and the higher your mileage, the more the integrated PACCAR drivetrain's efficiency edge is worth to you specifically. Question 3. How do you weigh upfront cost against long-term downtime risk? The X15 premium is money you pay today, with certainty. The service network protection it buys you is a hedge against a cost you might never actually incur, if you're lucky and your truck runs clean. That's a real trade-off between a guaranteed cost and a probabilistic risk, and different drivers with different risk tolerances will reasonably answer it differently. None of these questions have a universal answer. That's exactly the point. The engine that's right for a regional driver running the same 300 miles every day and going home every night is not automatically the engine that's right for a driver who doesn't know which state they'll be sleeping in next Thursday. I want to be straight with you about something, because it matters for how much you trust the rest of this video. For a long stretch of this channel's history, the framing on this topic leaned harder toward Cummins is bulletproof, PACCAR is the compromise than the actual data supports. That framing is popular in trucking culture. It's the version of this argument you'll hear at almost any truck stop in the country, but popular isn't the same as accurate. The real picture is closer to what we just walked through: two legitimate engines, each with a real and specific advantage, and a decision that depends far more on your route pattern than on brand reputation. That correction matters because a lot of viewers are making a real purchasing decision based on videos like this one. Getting the nuance right is worth more than getting the clean, satisfying one engine wins narrative that performs better in a thumbnail. So here's how to actually use everything we just covered. If you run regional or dedicated freight, stay close to a strong PACCAR dealer network, and run high enough mileage that fuel economy compounds meaningfully, the standard MX-13 is very likely the financially correct choice, and the upgrade checkbox is one you can skip with confidence. If you run true long-haul across regions with inconsistent PACCAR coverage, prioritize minimizing downtime risk over squeezing out the last fraction of a mile per gallon, and you're willing to pay the upfront premium for that protection, the Cummins X15 upgrade is very likely worth checking. And if you're not sure which category you fall into, that uncertainty is itself useful information. It usually means your mileage and route pattern aren't extreme enough in either direction for this decision to move the needle by tens of thousands of dollars. In that middle zone, other factors on the build sheet, the aero package, the transmission, the trim level, are probably worth more of your attention than this specific checkbox. 45 seconds. That's how long the industry gives you to make this call. Hopefully after this video, you're walking into that conversation with the actual questions that matter, instead of just picking whichever engine your buddy at the truck stop swears by. If this kind of build sheet breakdown is useful to you, this channel has gone deep on nearly every spec decision that actually moves the needle on a Class 8 purchase: transmission choice, aero packages, trim levels, and more. Subscribe if you want the next one when it drops, and drop a comment with which engine you're running and what your actual route pattern looks like. I read every one, and it helps shape which comparison we tackle next.